Thanks for me, I want to take the picture. 6 o'clock, we'll call the meeting to order. First order of business is the pledge to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The minutes of September 17th.
So.
Second. Motion is second. Any discussion on those? Seeing none, all those in favor? That's just Judge. That's everybody. Members reports, we'll start with Lindsay.
I just have had an outpouring of people that are really concerned about the dam purchases and how it's gonna affect everything in the town, so as soon as we get information, I think that there's a lot of people concerned about coming back to the town.
Ronnie?
Yeah, that and then the gun range, and I know that's gonna be discussed on them, but there's been a lot of comment on
You. Debbie?
it.
Jeff?
It's that dam, that's
Yeah.
a huge topic right now.
Say, that's really good. Yeah, that's the vast majority and the gun range piece, you know.
Yep.
Other than that, not much. So we'll dive right into the town manager's report.
More pictures first.
What?
You decide we could read now, no more pictures.
Oh, yeah, easier for me to write it down. As you're aware, the Nature Conservancy announced intentions to purchase the 4 dams in Lower Kennebec. And there are a lot of conditions in place as a part of that transaction, but nevertheless, we are watching closely. Some of those things have to do with being able to provide SAPI with the water that they need if the dam doesn't exist and whatnot. Obviously, we have our own unique concerns here, and so we're watching that very closely. They have reached out, the Nature Conservancy's representatives have reached out and asked for a meeting with the town. I've offered them a meeting with you folks, which they'd like to delay a little bit into the fall. So I will be meeting with them tomorrow afternoon to try to gather some information. One of the things I've already requested is a rendering of a couple spots in the river here in Norridgewock as to what it would look like if it was gone. And I don't want to be shallow, but
Remember, we'll
if
yeah.
if they have $168 million to buy 4 dams and then do other things, then I think that they could maybe splurge $1,000 to get me somebody to take a look at the basin of the river and what a lower of the river would look like for us. And I think that would be important for a lot of people to be able to see without the sign. So we'll keep an eye on that and there'll be more information for you at your next meeting. We issued a cease and desist letter to the abutter of the wastewater treatment facility. They cutting trees and piling the logs out on the edge of town property. There at the driveway, so that was pretty effective. I did not door knock, I sent a certified, it was different and it has been taken care of, so we do appreciate the responsiveness there. Had a meeting with the property owner of the junkyard violation on Old County Road. He's expressed a willingness to come into compliance, but zero progress really being made there, so hopefully we'll be able to move the needle before we have to do other things. 2 meetings in the last 2 days over proposed laundromat for Main Street, trying to help them through that process. Hoping that it'll come to fruition. That is obviously one of those services that people had deemed a high priority when we did the revitalization plan. Something that's not huge, something that's monitored, and something that's walkable. And so we'll see how that goes, but it seems
Is there a
like
location that's proposed for that or?
no, none of that. If it was, I would have included it.
Oh, like,
Yeah.
you could, like, okay.
Right. And then let's see, court, we went to court last Monday with the 3 junkyard cases. The first one was 27 Upper Main Street. That's pretty near across the street from the firehouse. We had an issue that was ordered in our favor. They gave them 30 days to clean up the property, come into compliance, and pay 1/2 of our legal fees. This was something that once we got to court and the defendant came to court, we were able to sit down and probably lay out our situation. It's $100 a day is your penalty for an illegal junkyard from the initial notice of violation until present. And so, you know, there were $15,000, $20,000, $25,000 worth of fines that could have been assessed or asked to have been assessed that we set aside. So we did in an attempt to get compliance. Our goal was the attorney and I that went, was not to draw blood from the first people that we've taken to court in years. It was to find a happy medium. And so we actually negotiated that the property owner would pay our full legal expense. Once we got through the negotiation of the 3 cases, I went back to the 2 and offered to have them. So those property owners who have become poster children of what not to do in terms of junkyards, I reduced it to half of the legal fees. We have, in my mind, some sense of responsibility for allowing things to get out of control. And there just happened to be the first three people that came into court. They had worked diligently to try to come into compliance. And they were both confident that they would be able to get into compliance within the time frame that was allowed, and so we reduced that. I thought that was fair and reasonable, but I will give caution. That is not going to be something that we do in the future. People know that the town of Norridgewock is now serious about code enforcement. And enforcement of junkyard and automobile graveyard statute. And leniency will not be a thing in the future. You will have time to comply. If you don't comply, it rises to this board, then we will do what we've just done. Without the leniency. It is a waste of people's time and tax dollars to have to do this. Take care of yourself. This violation of 313 Waterville Road, that is a little bit bigger of a problem. She requested 45 days to clean up. We agreed she will pay half the legal fees. The violation of 52 Depot Street was not resolved. The one owner of that property was very, very stubborn and contested the fact that there was a junkyard there at all. So we scheduled trial for after November 17th. Because the property owners didn't contest the notice of violation when it was sent out. We believe that they have waived their rights to contest it at all. So the fact that there's a junkyard when they were issued that notice of violation. They did not contest it, therefore they accepted that it was a junkyard and they just didn't manage it, they ignored it. So the town has filed a motion to preclude them from introducing any evidence. And if that is granted, then all that will be left is to determine the damages that the town will seek, which will be fines and will be the full legal fees, because of the nature of the negotiation. So if we get that granted, then that should be relatively swift. If we don't, we'll go to court. We're estimating an hour and a half to 2 hours worth of court testimony and whatnot. And then it will go to a judge for a final decision. So we'll see where that goes, but all in all, not half bad for the town to clean up 3 properties on its relatively main corridors. The proposal for the indoor-outdoor shooting range off from Waterloo Road is now off the table. It had nothing to do with public feedback, contrary to what you saw on social media or didn't see on social media. From this office, we received about equal feedback, those in favor and those opposed. There were people that saw the safety side of things and how it would be contained and controlled. And then there were people that were relatively close abutters that already have people that are shooting in the neighborhood, were opposed to guns, or just didn't want the excessive noise. So anyway, that has been set to the side. And I think that we would do that again. The prospective property owner, who is a younger business owner here in Norridgewock already. Thanks everybody for their feedback, whether it was for or against his proposal, but I think it was productive. It obviously caused a lot of stir online and some unnecessary drama, but anyway, it's done.
Not online, that's so silly.
The town of Madison is doing a repair job up at the town line on Ward Hill. They are
That's good.
fixing it, and so in order for them to fix it and not create a bigger problem on our side, they recommended that we come back and we pave a small difference on our side so that their problem doesn't become ours. So that necessarily requires us to pave 300 feet down Ward Hill from the town line, towards town line down just this side of Family Circle Drive. It's not even really the hill. But they tell us that that would put us in a good position. So based upon the piggyback, I said go ahead, and we expect that that will be done the week of the 13th.
They can't, the company that's doing that can't do those like groovy things that we were talking about at the other end of Fort Hill, can they?
They were the ones that did it for Madison, and they said they won't do it again.
Um,
I'm waiting, I've already signed a contract with the other company.
But if they're already there, we should be like, scoop down a few now. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright,
No. And then let's see, the Ferry Road project that we talked about at the last meeting and the archaeological survey or whatnot, I've asked the engineer to get us a price proposal together on that. What they think it would cost, and let us know, but in the meantime, Brad Farren was in, and I may or may not have complained to him about bureaucrats. And so he's taking this to the state for us, so we can meet tomorrow with him, the engineering firm and myself, and hopefully we can push some of this stuff aside. If not, I think the road committee is starting on their own to talk with people about how do we avoid excavating and maybe we build up and then we avoid all of this type of stuff, so. We'll see how that plays out. Obviously, the engineers hate that kind of an idea, but, it makes.
But it was
sense.
engineered by an engineer, just not them.
Okay. So we'll see how that one plays out, but we don't need to jump the gun too quick on that. Airport Advisory Committee met yesterday, they have decided, a few of them, that they're going to host a barbecue for hangar owners and pilots to try to create better relationships amongst themselves, but also gain support for activity at the airport. So more than just come in and fly your plane away, but actually show your support for the airport. Small step, but I don't, I think it's a step in a good direction, and these pilots are doing it themselves, at their expense, so, I do appreciate that. The airport snow blower that was delivered last year that didn't fit our machine, is still here, but we've got another one coming that's supposed to be delivered next week. The consultant said, oh, we'll come if we can come, but if not, we'll just get to it. I told them, no, you will be here for that when it gets delivered to make sure that it is going to work, because we're not gonna be 12 months down the road and still not have this new. So that should be here Monday or Tuesday of next week. Small item, but a little cost savings here. Library trustees are gonna move the landline phone at the library over to a cell phone, which will allow people to text and get responses that way. It will also give them a little bit more portability, and could go between the two libraries or whatnot. So anyway, it's cost neutral, pretty much. And so that should be done in the next couple of weeks. Gave a presentation invited by Somerset EMA to talk about our December 23 storm, things that we've done, acquisitions, planning, fundraising, things like that. That was last week down in Smithfield, not very well attended, but it's good visibility for us and what we're doing. So I'll go there if they ask, I suppose. Absentee ballots for November, those will be available on Friday. You've got 3 questions, referendum questions, and that's it. So it's the red flag law related to guns, voter ID, and some other election changes. And then you'll have the question again for I think the 3rd year in a row. Do you want to change the office of the registrar of deeds to an appointed position from an elected position? That is what you'll be voting on in November. The Bridge newsletter, the deadline for our articles was yesterday. If you have anything that's late, last minute, get it to me tomorrow, and we'll see if we can include it, hopefully in the mailboxes before the end of next week. As I was wrapping this up, I got an email from the superintendent of schools, and Val Colon was here 2 meetings ago, and said, well, I think they're looking at this. And this is the district's cost share formula. So the board does seem to be moving towards this, where they will establish a committee, and they'll consider how they will fund our local share of education. Depending upon how it goes, it's not cost neutral for us. It could have positive, negative, or neutral. So we want to keep an eye on that. We will send 3 people. Each town will send 3 people. It's not based upon population. There'll be 2 sent by the select board, 1 a school board director, selected by the school board directors themselves from our town. So we have 4 representatives. 1 of them will get voted from the 4 there. And then you folks will be asked to send 2 people, whether it's 1 of you, 2 of you, or whoever, to represent the town's interests. Those will be meetings held on Monday nights, most likely. And they're hoping to have that wrapped up before the end of November. So if anybody has interest in serving on the committee, please reach out to the town office.
So it's like every Monday night, or what's the?
I have no.
We have no idea, okay.
No. The first time they do it, it usually will take 2 or 3 meetings. Then after that, every town kind of knows what their interests are, and you go in and you have your numbers stacked against you. This is the way it works. And then they motion second and move to adjourn, so you can't do anything. Once the majority get in their favor. So we're hoping that we'll be in that majority, but time will tell. We're obviously gonna be looking to run some numbers and have the district run them for us.
Yeah.
Waste management fees received, so we're trending slightly down month to month, but year over year, we're up a little under 7%. Tax collection is on par with where we were last year. And then you've got all the meetings that are coming up. Of note, the library building committee, I have not finalized it, but it will be tomorrow. Tuesday, October 14th at 1 o'clock will be the first meeting for that.
Is it in the middle of the day,
They're doing it, they want to meet during the day.
so that people who have.
I have 6 people that can attend that time, even though the other one
Okay.
hasn't responded. And I can meet at 1 o'clock, and that's
Okay.
preferable to me.
Alright.
The sewer commission has their quarterly meeting scheduled for October the 16th, and the tax assessors will meet on the 23rd of October. In the morning, you've got your community events, and the town office dates, so October 8th and October 13th, we will be closed. For MMA convention training and then the federal holiday. Sorry for the lines.
No, it's fine. Thank you. Number 6 here, discussion action on October 1st, general warrant number 18.
I'm moving to approve number 18 in the amount of $69,090.46.
So,
Motion is second, any discussion? Sportsman, what was that, our grant reimbursement? or-
Yes, sorry, it is the reimbursement that the check was misplaced, so we rewrote a check.
I think I lost that check, actually. Yep, okay, thank you for that.
should do that for you soon.
Mhm.
What is Freddie Flaherty LLP?
That is our law firm,
Okay,
majority of that's related to,
yeah,
code enforcement, $200 related to just general.
And then sports field was the last, I think I saw them down there doing everything.
That was, the field treatment, the turf
Okay,
package.
yep, okay, I thought I saw it. So more this trending more expensive this year, how do we lock in on that?
Salt is, at or lower than that.
Good.
Yeah,
But when they're saying that same, is that what the same?
yeah, they pulled that off of ladies again this year. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I see that.
Okay, anything else for discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? That's everybody? Public comment? Anything for public comment? Anything? You might have a story you want to share about the speed bump?
Yeah.
It's a good story, I think it's relevant right here.
I did get past on the speed bump this morning, yesterday morning, that was interesting. At 25 miles an hour, I was in my dump truck and something. But I decided that was a good place to pass me. I might have got out at the stoplight and told him how ignorant he really was for doing such a thing, but. And tried to tell him, I just told him, I said, that you are the reason why people wanted that speed bump put in, and I have to go over it 1,000 times a year, and I thank you very much.
Crazy.
That was a very nice testament to how effective the speed gate works.
Oh, yeah, really effective.
That slowed you down. Of all the places.
Down that side.
One people thought they needed to pass you.
Yeah,
I just
unreal.
looked at him and said, what were you thinking?
201.
Now he's. Young fella, or whatever.
I've had 2 people pass me on the bridge in the last month.
Really?
I've had that.
I mean,
quite often.
and I'm going, and I ain't doing 15 either, I mean.
It's one thing to do it in the middle of the day, not that that makes it okay, but doing it like that was
7:30 in the morning,
right at school time. That's when everybody's walking.
that's when the
All
traffic picks up. And I happened to get right behind him at the stoplight and it was red and I happened to be really close behind him and. Got up and had a little discussion. I didn't threaten to hurt him. I said, just what were you thinking? It's a 25-mile-an-hour zone. It's you literally passed me on the speed bump.
I'm laughing, he got.
Oh, he said, there wasn't anybody coming, anything would bother.
I'm laughing, got her doing them big trees.
Oh, right, I mean, thank God there wasn't a school kid standing there waiting for a bus ride, or getting ready to walk in school.
I mean, it just, the timing was just, I just said, use your head.
Well, we have to take this in.
I didn't, I was a little bit more worked up.
No passing on the speed bump.
Anything else?
It is my speed, but if it hadn't been there, it wouldn't have been such a big deal, because it wouldn't have been, it would pass and it would have to finish.
No, great, very fast, it's good.
No, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
A lot of places.
Okay, moving forward here, number 8, discussion action on confirmation of appointment.
We have 2, to do with tonight. The first is the wastewater treatment facility operator. Tim Lyman, expressed his intention to retire, August 1st. And so thank you, he's still there. And so we put that out and, Daniel Lyman, has applied for the position and I have selected him. And I put him before you for confirmation.
I move that we approve said confirmation.
Motion, second, any discussion? No, hey, thank you, really appreciate that.
Good luck.
I apologize ahead of time for my kids and animals, just.
Oh, yeah.
You're gonna quit before you get started like the last 2?
Well, hopefully that doesn't happen.
Right.
It says there's no more discussion, all of those in favor? And that's everybody.
Jeez.
3 days.
The second would be, a motion to confirm the appointment of Matt Everett as code enforcement officer.
So moved.
The second.
There's a motion and a second.
Oh, okay, so all those in favor?
Guess I'll abstain.
Yeah.
Although you should be able to vote for yourself.
Thank you.
Yes.
Hey, right on. We'll see how it. We'll see.
You're not
Right.
Pretty good start.
Hopefully not.
Maybe I'll for future if it's in.
Very.
And I got my voting permit in before. Before you. That's it on those. So number 9 here, discussion action on airport consultant selection.
So these are the people we pay to think about installing our red lights. It's required by FAA that we review this every 5 or 6 years. So we issue the request for proposals and we have one company respond, and that's Gale Associates, which is our current engineering firm consultant.
No, the charge is $14,000 the same.
Yeah, but are they the only one
No,
that does this, or?
no,
Sure.
they're the only one with capacity, I think, to be able to, nobody's out going out and finding new accounts like this. And it's a real narrow.
They know that, and that's why they charge us 14 grand to do nothing.
We've also fired, I think, the other ones.
Okay, I don't know, I never heard a name except associated.
There's Dufresne, Henry, and there's Stan Peck. Yeah, remember those names back in the day, but before I got here, those had already been terminated.
Yeah.
So the motion would be to select Gale Associates as the airport, so.
Not hard time for us. Sure, so moved.
Right, right, and the railroad, I'm here with that, motion and a second, any discussion?
It's rubbish, but yes.
It's stuff, I mean, it's a necessary evil,
Meeting
It's a
second.
forced
you
evil.
know, got a second, essentially it is, yes, anything else on discussion? All those in favor? Is there anybody? And then other business. You have anything for other business?
Okay, what do you want?
No, the first thing I would like to do is recognize Tim Lyman. I wanted to have a retirement party. Don't get up. But I knew better. But I knew better. I was told better by God and everybody. Tim has been here for a little over 5, 6 years. Not a long time, but I'll tell you what, he has done the sewer department very, very well. The way that that facility operates and the hospital operates at is in large part because of him and his dedication to it. Chucky alluded to the fact that there have been staffing problems over there. Tim works 7 days a week. Good health, bad health, COVID, no COVID. Chrissy, stop shaking your head. But we do appreciate it, and thank you doesn't go far enough, and obviously, as a government employee, neither does compensation. But we appreciate that you're gonna stay around and help us run transition, and keep going in terms of backup or whatnot. And that goes a long way, and it says a lot about who you are, as a person and as an employee, and so we appreciate that. And I have a prize for you, sit right there. It's not for short people, I just didn't put the bottom on. All right, it's a Boston Rocker.
Very nice.
Yeah.
My retired.
Okay. Yes,
Yes.
right there, how's that? Don't let the animals scratch it, and you can put the,
That's nice.
probably better. The legs are nice. You just have to.
Oh, that's.
So. Thank you, we do.
Wait a minute, but it's not yours.
It'll fit right. But thank you, we appreciate it, and it's not much, but we'll grab lunch someday. Wonderful, there. Thank you.
Nicely done, that's very nice.
From us as well, Tim. Thank you.
Definitely.
You had a lot longer than 6 years to get that.
Yeah. You got some big shoes to fill, man.
It takes you more than 6 years.
That's why you don't stay around.
Yeah.
Okay, discussion action on donations to the agenda, please.
So moved.
Second.
Voting second, any discussion, seeing none, all those in favor?
This is a donation from Morgan Aviation, Ken and Brenda Morgan, $150, representing $2 per person that flew at the airport for Usula Days.
Oh, nice.
They would like that to benefit the Parks Committee events.
Great. I move to accept that donation.
Motion second, any discussion? Big thanks to them.
Yeah, that's requested, yeah.
Yep.
It's
Awesome.
good
All
vibes,
those,
great.
all those in favor? And that's everybody.
The next would be discussion and action on communication of intersection traffic concerns.
I'm so moved to put it on the agenda.
Any discussion? There will be.
There will be.
All those in favor? Go.
So we have had Josh Schmidt, who I think lives in Skowhegan. In our office, he's heard it from the girls up front, we heard it from everybody, he's watched the intersection. He made a lot of changes, 2 weeks ago, just after this, our last meeting. And it seemed to have helped, but one of the issues that we continue to see that Val Colon brought up was the inability to safely take a left turn. With anything more than a standard vehicle. He has watched it, he has noticed that as well. And there's a suggestion on the table that we should ask the state to change the signal to a left designated. To be able to come onto Perkins Street because of the way the light cycles.
Coming up, you're talking about coming up Main Street, taking a left.
Yeah.
Correct,
Yep.
because if you're on there and you're trying to come down Perkins and you're not driving with a school bus. And you've got this traffic that's lined up longer than it ever has been because the cycle is longer. You're gonna be waiting longer to take that left turn because the traffic coming eastbound on Route 2 is backed up further.
Right, and there's more of it.
They're waiting.
Right.
Yeah.
So they've been queuing for longer, and then you need to get that left turn, so unless you hammer on it when you go, you're out of luck. And so people are sitting there through cycles of lights. We think that's really the only large remaining issue. You're noticing traffic back up longer because there's two extra cycles, I guess, as you go around, because you've got your designated Perkins Street light, and then you've got your designated
But it
max.
does work better, it is safer.
But you have to wait up.
Yes.
Much better.
So what they've done is they've added 5 or 10 seconds, depending on the time of day, to try to clear traffic more. So yes, you're backing up longer, but you're supposed to be able to get through in that cycle. And you can't forget that it's deceiving because of the number of trailer trucks that come through that take up the space of 4 or 5 vehicles.
Yeah.
The recommendation is to reach out to the state and ask them for that light.
Will they pair that with a turn arrow to go up the Madison Road, so those go at the same?
How's it gonna, my only question and concern with that would be, is that you don't have a designated lane there, so even if you have a light there, if you're the sixth car back in lines, how are you gonna make that designated light? That would go, and you still would have that problem.
It would be like what you get coming eastbound, where that eastbound gets the left designated arrow and the go ahead at the same time.
Oh, so you're gonna have the.
Your left
westbound
lane would be
going
left and
south.
straight like it is right now.
Okay,
You would have that.
so you get like 30 seconds of left and straight going west.
Right.
Okay, cause I just was wondering, cause we got a designated lane going east, but you're not gonna be able to have a designated lane going west, and you would be running into problems with.
Right.
If the first 5 cars wanna go straight, but the 6th car wants to take a left, you're gonna have the same problem as you do now, so that was the only reason I'm.
But the inclination is that the state's not gonna do it if we don't ask. They're not gonna even look at it necessarily. So if you would like them to look at it, I drafted you a letter, which is the last part of the section that says, we've got these problems, you've done a really good job of fixing them, but we'd really like to install a left arrow.
I wish we could look at a study of redoing that whole intersection. I know we don't have a lot of room, right?
That's what they just did, Jack. Seriously, like they went and they acquired land, they bought land off of people on the corners. And they studied that intersection. And that's the safest intersection.
That's safe as those are.
Is that
Well, 30 years ago, we used to have another lane, there was 2 lanes on the other side of the. Before they put the traffic light in there, growing up, there was always 2 lanes. On that side of the monument,
Yeah.
and they took that one away, cause that was when they designated the. You remember it,
Oh, yeah,
you know.
I don't
but if you didn't have that light there, now you wouldn't live long enough to
Right.
cross there.
That's true.
I just talked to that,
Center will make it run.
I talked to
I don't know
that,
why we don't do roundabouts, it's every other place does.
Oh,
Oh, I don't think you have room enough.
So is everybody in favor of asking for the turn arrow? I mean, it's a yes for me, I feel that it will at least be an improvement.
You really think it would work, though? Anything gonna,
I'm not sure,
I'm
honestly,
trying that.
I don't believe that it could hinder.
Yep.
Certainly gonna make it slightly more plausible that a school bus or a truck is able to make that turn.
As it is now, you have how many people go through the Bay parking lot?
There's a lot, there is the intersection is a lot right now.
Yeah, I mean, to do what you just saying. How many people do you see a day? If you sat here and counted in a day's time, how many people cut through to get around that?
I do it at least 3 or 4 times, so it certainly could help.
I mean, I'm taking Depot Street half the time when I get to take the kids to school. I don't
It is.
ever come up here in the morning.
So it.
Not much people do this, like a race car over those freaking speed.
Should be an improvement without a full out.
What, you don't
land
want
acquisition.
speed bumps?
Yeah.
I, no, I'm like, I saw someone doing like 45 right on the side, like almost hitting the building in North.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
you
they
can
were,
get around the speed bumps if you choose to.
They're positive.
Yeah.
So it's a yes from everybody, we'll.
Oh, my God.
Motion to sign sent,
so moved.
Second.
motion second, any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? That's everyone. You had us pegged, didn't you? It's already all wrapped. Okay, number 11 here, executive section pursuant to 1 MRSA 4056A, so this is personnel matters, town manager review. In short,
So.
motion second, discussion, seeing none, all those in favor. Thank you guys for coming, that is the last thing.
We're.
Authorize a performance increase of percentage.
Okay.
For my salary, November first.
So I move to enact 2% performance increase of 2% effective November 1st, 2025.
Second. Motion is second, any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? That's everyone.
Is that 1 and 12 the same thing?
Yeah, that was 12, so now you're on 13.
Yeah, just that last
I move
one.
to adjourn.
Motion is second, any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? That's everybody.